Bethany. It's time for bed, and Aunt Alice should be getting home.
I want to hear the rest of the story.
Listen to your mother and go get ready for bed. I'll come and say good night before I leave. And if you go up quickly, I'll tell you the next part.
Okay, fine.
Please, Alice, don't fill her head with that nonsense. I know those stories helped you when you were young, but you took it too far as you got older.
What are you always so afraid of? You said it yourself 1,000 times. They're not, they're just stories. This is about Colin, isn't it? Have you still not heard from him?
He sent a telegram this afternoon to inform me that he, my own husband, has no intentions to visit us, and expressly ordered that we're not to come to London for the season. You had father to protect you, to encourage you when everyone else said you were mad or too wild for your own goods. Bethany takes after you more than me, and I worry that she's also too bright and fearless for her own sake. It got you into all sorts of trouble. Don't you remember what it was like when father died? When suddenly no one accepted our invitations and the suitors stopped calling on them?
I'm perfectly happy with.
I don't care how happy you think you are, Alice. Father left enough for you to get by on your own. Do you think Colin will do the same for Bethany? Stop filling her head with nonsense and give her at least an understanding of what she's giving up if she goes to scorn proper society. She's getting too old for fairy tales.
She must be a reporter. She told me that she was going to be a proper reporter and find stories across the world. Why deny her the chance of that? Or at least to get to dream of something bigger?
Because she can't be. Because if there is a chance she'll grow out of it and let it just be a childhood fancy as her mother, I have to do anything I can to make that happen.
I told her it's all a story. Just stories for fun. It's not like she's gone digging for rabbit holes.
Look me in the eye and tell me you don't still think any part of it was true? The Jabberwocky, the tea parties, the white rabbits? Bethany always knows when someone lies to her, so until you can convince me that you're beyond your own childhood illusions, my daughter won't hear any more of more Wonderland. Oh. I've tried to be patient, Alice. I've tried to give you just one place where people aren't calling you crazy for whatever it is that's making you hold on to this. But at some point, it doesn't matter that you're my sister. She's my daughter.
Alright. No more Wonderland. No more stories. I'll just go up and say good night and nothing else. I've always thought that you were the brave one, able to find your pleasure and happiness in whatever hand you were dealt with. Remember how stubborn you used to be if I was going to make us late for tea? If you don't want to live separately from Colin, go to London! Or think some mercy that he has to come here. But you can also decide that you're better off without him, which doesn't mean you failed at anything.
Are you going to tell Mother you saw me?
Not this time. He isn't polite to listen at all.
I don't want to be polite. I want to find the truth and make sure everyone knows it. The best reporters are also spies, you know.
Now, well enough did you hear that?
I just know. It makes perfect sense.
Not always. Reporters have to be able to credit their sources. They have to be able to show how they got their information. They can't do that if people don't know they're being spied on. You have to learn how to interview people. You have to get them to trust you to share their story and make sure you can credit them in writing. And if you're going to be a great reporter, I know you love it when I tell you about Wonderland, but from now on, we only focus on true stories for the sake of your future.
No, but there's still so much you haven't finished telling me. This is all Mother's fault, isn't it? Just because she doesn't believe you.
Bethany!
I know you're telling the truth. We just have to prove it to Mother, like a proper reporter.
How about I come back in the morning and we'll go down to the bird bank and observe the creatures? Enough that when you next visit Margaret, Lord Kindly might let you use his library to identify their exact species. I'll help you write a whole article about it as a surprise for Mother. You know how much she loves the river.
Okay.
Good night, Bethany. I love you very much.
The rabbit hole. It must be near the river. That's where Mother says she used to take out Alice and read, and Alice would does it? But how would anyone find their way when they aren't looking for it? Oh, maybe Mother was right. Maybe I've just fallen asleep and I can't even imagine a single creature. Or Aunt Alice, if she came down the same rabbit hole, I'm just so bored that she imagined all her friends. For my mother's last birthday, I recited an entire sonnet.
It's not very nice to start a conversation.
And then declare that you'll recite first.
But I never said I would recite it, just that I know how to recite. And I thought I would prefer that no one recited anything at all.
The Walrus and the Carpenter. It's the longest one we know.
On the sea, shining with all his might, he did his very best to make...
Yes. We all know how it ends. The Walrus and the Carpenter, they eat all the little oysters they invited over for lunch. And my Aunt Alice never wanted to hear it either.
Oh dear. Indeed, quite early indeed.
Oh,
No. There's too much time. I simply cannot say goodbye or hello. I'm early. Too early.
oh, please, I don't need to take up too much time or maybe too much time. It's just I'm trying to find friends of my aunt's. Do you know where the White Rabbit lives?
Well, why didn't you say so earlier? The White Rabbit is my father.
Oh, of course. That makes sense. You're early because he's always late.
That makes no sense at all. If my father is always late, shouldn't I be always late?
Well, I don't know. My mother usually tells me not to. What does your mother say?
My mother says it's not nice to be on people, so we must respect time's feelings. Why are you looking for my father?
My Aunt Alice has come to Wonderland years ago and talks about him. My mother doesn't believe Aunt Alice's stories though. So I'm here to gather evidence and interview Aunt Alice's old friends to see if the stories match.
If the stories match, then wouldn't it be quite a boring story?
It's not boring at all. It just means if your father tells the story, just like Aunt Alice, that she's telling the truth. My father's
travelling to the I know about Alice. She was very big and very small as well.
Yes, that's exactly what she says. And Alice follows your father down the rabbit hole and to the Court of Hearts. Did your father tell you about the trial the day they first met?
The Knave of Hearts was on trial for stealing the cherry tarts. Alice brought witnesses and broke the oldest rule in the book, Rule 42, that all persons more than a mile high are to leave the court.
That is nonsense. If it's the oldest rule in the book, then why isn't it rule number 1? And if Alice said that she saw the king write it in his book just before he read it out loud, then it can't be the oldest one, can it?
Well, there you go. Now the story isn't boring at all, since there are many ways it could go. Cat! Stop your lurking!
What cat? Oh, you must be the Cheshire cat. As no one told you, it's very rude to give people such a fright.
That depends. Perhaps it is rude to assume someone will not be behind you if you have not noticed them already. Are you not mad? Did Alice not teach you better?
I most certainly am not mad. In fact, I'm going to be a reporter. If one is to find the truth and write the truth, then...
Alice would have taught you better.
But Alice is why I'm here. May I interview you about my time in Wonderland?
It depends on what you wish to answer.
I don't want to answer anything. I want to ask you the questions.
What good is a question if it doesn't have an answer?
Well, Alice always says those are the best types of questions because it means something is always left to be explored.
Tell Hatter and the others, a friend of Alice is coming. We will surely be quite early indeed.
But how can we be early if they don't know we're coming?
I'm always early.
to test the creature. Do you want to go among mad people?
Why would I?
I'm not all there myself, neither are you. We're all mad here.
Well, then I suppose I'm already among mad people, and I don't really have a choice whether I like it or not.
She is mad enough to be of Alice indeed. And the gnome raps out grave.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son. The eyes that bite, the claws that catch.
Ah, the Jabberwock. What a fabulous creature and what a useless vorpal sword.
Oh yes, I forgot about the vorpal sword.
My dear, the Jabberwock is a rather violent thing.
Much more efficient at taking off heads than you.
Aunt Alice found the poem in a book when she went through the looking glass on her second trip to Wonderland. Is that a real story?
If it wasn't real, how would we all know it?
Well, have you got any evidence that the Jabberwock is real?
Evidence! Yes, evidence! We must have a trial!
Off with our heads!
No, I didn't mean.
Say me!
What I mean is,
Bethany, come downstairs, please. Useless! Your head is useless! Off with our heads!
my head.
Where are you? Sorry. Pretend you were in your bed the whole time. I was in here just a minute ago.
I wasn't here, Mother. I was in Wonderland.
Wonderland, where did you go, Bethany? How did you get past me in the hall?
Well, I don't really remember getting back. I was at the Mad Hatter's house, and I heard your voice, and then
What did your aunt tell you last night? She promised me no more of this nonsense.
she wouldn't tell me anything more, so I went to find the truth, like a real reporter. I interviewed all of them. Well, sort of, and but not the White Rabbit. He was traveling, and the stories he told, his kid matched everything Aunt Alice said. He said, and I also interviewed the Queen of Hearts herself, in a way. I guess no one really gave me a proper interview, but they all acted just like Aunt Alice always said they would.
I know you want to believe it's real, and that Wonderland sounds, well, wonderful, but you can't sneak off your bed. I was so scared when I couldn't find you. I don't know what I'd do if something happened to you.
Because Father isn't coming back, and then you'll have no one to look after you.
Oh, sweetheart, your father's just away on business, but he's coming home soon.
No, he's not. I heard you and Aunt Alice last night. That's why I went to Wonderland, to find the facts and prove that I can be a great reporter, so you trust Aunt Alice, and you don't have to worry about us anymore.
How are you so brave? No, my precious little girl, you never should do anything to keep from worrying. No matter what happens or what you want to be, or even when I get impatient with you not listening, I'll always worry. Being the one who worries about you and makes sure you're safe and okay is the best part of being your mother. Now, wear one of your old addresses this morning. Aunt Alice should be here soon, and we must keep our newer ones clean for church. Examining the creatures in the river is going to be quite dirty work.
But Mother, look at all the notes I've made. Will you read them while I'm at the river? I promise you, it's all true.
I have a better idea. You're the reporter. Tell me the whole story, and we can ask Aunt Alice questions over breakfast to double check this.
Really?
Really?
Oh, amazing! So, finding the right rabbit hole was a very difficult task. You know, most rabbit holes are quite shallow and narrow. That's what made it very clear I was in the wrong one at first. However, once I found the right one, falling just as Aunt Alice did, it took a very long time. I practiced my curtsying on the way down, but it was and once I finally landed, I decided to look for the White Rabbit first. But unlike Aunt Alice, I couldn't find him, so I had to ask for directions.
Wait, that's what I did.